There was a time, not so long ago, when hundreds of cars lined up beneath a canopy of stars. Couples whispered in the front seats, kids giggled in the back, and the screen slowly lit up with the stories that once captivated a nation. But this wasn't your regular theater. It was the great outdoors, with the comfort of your own car and the warmth of a summer night. Watching a movie was only part of it. This was a way of life, a slice of Americana that shone bright like neon and faded just as quietly. Tonight, we journey back to a place that many still hold dear, the drive-in theater. The story of the drive-in begins with a simple, heartfelt idea to make movies accessible to every family, regardless of background. In 1933, in Camden, New Jersey, a man named Richard Hollingshed strung up a projector in his backyard, placed a screen between the trees, and invited neighbors to watch from their cars. It wasn't fancy, but it was revolutionary. What began as one man's dream grew into a cultural wave, spreading across America and becoming a symbol of post-war optimism, family togetherness, and pure American ingenuity. By the 1950s and early 1960s, the drive-in theater had hit its stride. With America booming after World War II, car ownership soared, suburbs expanded, and leisure time grew. Drive-ins exploded in popularity, with more than 4,000 theaters across the country, from quiet farmland in Iowa to bustling towns in California. Families would pile into their cars, bringing along popcorn, blankets, soda, and a sense of excitement. Tickets were cheap, parking lots were vast, and the privacy of one's own car made it feel like home. Drive-ins weren't just a way to see a movie, they were Friday night rituals, love story backdrops, and the place where kids made memories that lasted a lifetime. To many American families, drive-ins were more than a novelty, they were a practical and joyful escape. No need to worry about shushing restless children in a dark indoor theater at the drive-in. Little ones could nap in the back seat, while mother and father relaxed up front. Teenagers found drive-ins the perfect place for dates, private, yet public enough to feel safe. And for seniors, it was a comfortable outing with a dash of nostalgia. The drive-in was a space for everyone, blending movie magic with the everyday beauty of ordinary life.
Let's not
Who
wake
could
up.
forget those sultry summer nights of
got the sound just right.
1962, when West Side Story flickered across a giant outdoor screen in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Cars lined up like glowing lanterns, radios humming with anticipation. In the back seats, young hands hesitantly reached out, hearts thumped faster, and a shy kiss might have been exchanged under a blanket and a blanket of stars. Drive-ins weren't just places where you watched stories, they were where you lived your own. A first date, a first kiss, a first heartbreak, all played out under the open sky. Drive-ins didn't just entertain, they defined an era. They showed up in Norman Rockwell paintings, inspired songs by the Beach Boys, and featured in iconic films like Grease and American Graffiti, with neon signs, snack bar jingles, tinny loudspeakers, and car hops on roller skates. Drive-ins felt like time capsules of mid-century Americana. You could smell gasoline and cotton candy, hear kids laughing alongside the movie soundtrack, and feel for a few fleeting hours that everything was just right with the world. But every golden age fades. In the 1970s, as land prices soared and indoor multiplexes took over shopping malls, drive-ins began to disappear. Color TVs, air conditioning, and urban sprawl changed the way people consumed entertainment. Drive-in screens stood torn and rusted, speaker poles leaned crooked, and weeds crept across parking lots where laughter once echoed. By the late 1980s, only a few hundred drive-ins remained, many of them barely hanging on. Yet even as the crowds thinned, the memories never quite faded. Oddly enough, the drive-in never completely died, and in the most unexpected of times during the COVID-19 pandemic of 2020, it came back to life. With indoor theaters shut down, Americans once again rolled into open lots, tuned their radios, and watched movies from the safety of their cars. From New York to Nevada, old drive-ins reopened, screen paint was refreshed, and laughter filled the night air once more. But this time, it wasn't just movies. Drive-ins hosted graduations, weddings, even concerts. A reminder that sometimes, when the world gets complicated, simplicity saves us. Today, fewer than 300 drive-ins remain, many run by families who've preserved them for generations. On warm weekends, the screens still light up, cars still roll in, voices still hum with anticipation. Some visitors are grandparents who've been coming since the 50s. Others are teenagers discovering the joy of simplicity for the first time. There's no 3D, no surround sound, no stadium seating, just a screen, a car, the stars and stories. The beauty lies not in the show, but in the shared experience, the timeless ritual of gathering under the sky. Drive-ins were never just about the movie. They were about people falling in love, raising kids, being young, being together. They were where the ordinary became unforgettable. And maybe, in this fast-paced world of streaming and scrolling, what we miss most isn't the technology, it's the feeling. The feeling of slowing down, rolling the windows down, turning the dial, and losing ourselves in a film while the crickets chirped. Drive-ins may not be everywhere today, but they're never far because memory, like a projector in the dark, keeps playing, frame by frame. And sometimes, if you close your eyes and listen carefully, you can still hear the crackle of the speaker and the laughter of a summer night long gone. We were there, and it was beautiful.